What's going on, nerds? Just kidding. I'm the nerd around here, you know that. So we're going to be checking out Cobra Kai. Not Cobra Kai directly, but we're going to be checking out a theory that's been going around for a long time, and I've just never bothered to look into it until today. So you're going to join me to see why Johnny Lawrence of Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid was actually the good guy and Daniel was the bad guy. Uh-oh, let's get into it. It's morphin' time.
Story of Daniel. The Karate Kid is the story of Daniel, a violent sociopath who moves to a California town and begins tormenting a local boy and his...
A violent sociopath? Okay, we're already getting in kind of the weeds here. Maybe I'm a little biased, but a violent sociopath? No, he's just a kid, a teenager that moved away from his home in New Jersey where he was comfortable and he had friends and he's just trying to acclimate himself. Violent sociopath. Okay, I'm going to give this a chance, but that's already coming off a little harsh, a little strong.
His friends. Johnny is a high school senior with a commitment to atone for past mistakes and move his life forward in a positive direction.
No, X-Degenerate.
Okay, that is not how it's portrayed in The Karate Kid. I'm sorry to keep stopping it. I'll let it go.
Right, man. 8 a.m. tomorrow, I'm a senior. I've got 1 year to make it all work. And that's what I'm gonna do, make it work.
They are destined to meet when Daniel's neighbor invites him to a beach party where he becomes instantly obsessed with Johnny's newly ex-girlfriend, Allie.
And I.
After a courtship ritual consisting solely of creepy, unbroken eye contact, he approaches her only to be summarily rebuffed. Johnny arrives to patch the...
He was not rebuffed. They had a thing, like, they're really stretching this to make this theory work, but I'm already not feeling it. They're really kind of stretching the truth to kind of make a case. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to keep trying, but they're already pulling a lot of strings to try to make this work.
things up with Allie, but the discussion becomes heated.
Well, I want to talk to you, all right?
Now I want to be clear about this. What Johnny is doing is not okay, and he should respect her wish to be left alone. Johnny is, in the end, a flawed hero. But one thing he is definitely not doing is getting violent. Daniel, however, seeing an opportunity to insert himself into Allie's life, chooses to escalate the situation,
giving her radio back, saying, "Here, let me pick this up for you so and make sure it's not broken." That's getting violent?
demanding the return of Allie's radio. Frustrated and heartbroken, Johnny complies with Daniel's request
and that is the violence that started the entire thing right there. How can you say that Daniel was the one who came over and was violent when Johnny was the one who just threw him down? That's ridiculous.
And in the heat of the moment, pushes him down. Daniel now has the radio, and Allie is still in no danger. Nevertheless, he attacks Johnny, who merely steps.
It's not about Allie being in danger. It's about Johnny being violent and starting a fight with Daniel, who was just trying to come off. He was just trying to give Allie her radio back. Someone that he has no idea that Johnny and Allie had this long relationship. He does know that Allie does not want to talk to Johnny right now. And so he's coming over there, as kids do, to try to be the hero, the knight in shining armor. That's just how kids are. This is really a stretch, and I'm not feeling that, but I'm going to keep, maybe there's a point that's coming.
Steps aside, allowing Daniel to knock himself to the ground twice.
Okay. Did you see that? That is not knocking yourself down twice. That is being swept, leg swept. I mean, that is not Daniel tripping over his own feet. That is Johnny purposefully doing a karate leg sweep to trip him. This is ridiculous so far. I think this is definitely a theory that's just made to get views because it really holds no water right now.
Does the defense's case hold water?
No.
Yeah, that's right. I put that in there.
I didn't do anything.
But when Daniel refuses to let it go, Johnny must use force to end this violent outburst for the safety of everyone present. So what is Daniel's response to Johnny's non-aggression? Pow, a sucker punch right to the mouth.
Yeah, after being kicked, knocked down twice, yeah, you're gonna stand up for yourself. Yeah, even if you don't know how different levels of being able to protect themselves, he's going to try to stand up for himself.
Johnny defends himself, as is his legal right.
Johnny does not defend himself. He started the fight in the first place.
And then de-escalates the situation by leaving the scene entirely.
And then de-escalates the entire situation. Yeah. No, he beat the shit out of Daniel and then he left. That's all that is. He didn't de-escalate. He left. Okay. You have to understand that this is probably like a 15-year-old kid at this point. And I mean, he's not going to kill him, obviously, although he does later come close to beating the shit out of him and probably sending him to the hospital if he continued, if Mr. Miyagi didn't stand up for him. But yeah, this is definitely one of those theories that's just trying to stir up some shit. And it's weird though, because I've heard people saying that they believe in this theory, but so far in a minute and 40 seconds, there has not been one honest thing that this has been presented.
Next day in school, Daniel trips while playing sport ball. Rather than accepting that occasional bumps and bruises...
Okay, by sport ball. This guy does not know what the hell he's talking about. This is soccer or football if you're in your Europe. Sport ball, yeah. God, that makes my brain hurt.
Will happen during playtime, Daniel instead externalizes the blame onto Johnny's friend Bobby and proceeds to ground and pound him. MMA.
Okay, that is Daniel's fault. Daniel did go over the line there. That's 1 point finally for the narrator of this theory out of like 30 or 40 so far.
Style. A few days later, Daniel attempts to enroll at a karate school, obviously intending to up his game so he can get revenge on Johnny. Put it this way, how would you feel if someone picked a fight with you, lost, and then went out the next day and bought a gun? Well, that's exactly how...
Oh, God, that makes me angry. That is not a rational association.
How Johnny feels when Daniel shows up at Cobra Kai, so he decides to send a message. Your violence will not be tolerated, because Johnny knows what can...
Because he felt like Daniel brought a gun to the karate studio. That is freaking ridiculous. This is insane.
Happen when you teach karate to a person with a bad attitude. Months go by and no one bothers anyone. Clearly this conflict is over. Until Daniel, unprovoked and for absolutely no reason, drenches Johnny with water in the middle of a school function.
I will say that this is kind of on the line. This is a prank. Spraying somebody with water and beating the shit out of somebody are completely in different realms. They have no semblance with each other. Spraying water on somebody who's rolling a joint, by the way, and you know, I don't have a problem with people smoking, you know, weed, whatever you want to do. But back then, they're in school, they're at a costume party at school, and he's rolling a joint. That's against the law. And Daniel went in there to do a little prank, a payback. I would do, you know, I would have done something kind of similar probably. It's water. It'll get out. It'll wash out. That's the thing with water. It dissolves. It evaporates. That is what it does.
Ruining his night. To add irony to injury, Johnny was at that very moment sparking up a J, which is just about the least violent thing you can do.
That's not the point. Oh, I'll give it to him, whatever. I'll give that to him, whatever.
A weasel snagged the bee. All right.
But I digress. Daniel has crossed the line this time, and he knows it. After
Daniel did not cross the line. He pulled a prank and he felt good about himself because he actually had some kind of he had some kind of power or control over the situation, as kids will do. I got the shit beat out of me when I was a kid. I had shit thrown at me in school, milk, squirted on me in the middle of lunch, tripped, dropped, smacked my tray, that's just how kids are. That's the way kids grow up, and you need to have that thick skin. That's why so many kids today are so pissed off all the time, because they feel like they need to be in a safe space to be able to survive. No, you need to have some thicker skin and just deal with life, because life is going to come at you hard one day, and you're going to be sitting in the corner crying, not understanding why and what happened to you.
Causing a multi-car collision, he flees into the night. There is no telling what further damage this unbalanced and violent individual will do, and once again, it falls on Johnny to contain Daniel's fury. After local
Let me guess, that's Daniel's fault. Yeah, this right here, beating the shit out of Daniel right here, that's Daniel's fault. He sprayed some water on Johnny while he was rolling a doobie. So that's Daniel's fault. He deserves to get the shit kicked out of him. This is ridiculous. This is definitely for clicks.
busybody, karate master, and child batterer Mr. Miyagi intervene.
Child batterer! Child batterer! He was protecting somebody. He was protecting another child from getting a concussion or some kind of brain injury. I mean, that's ridiculous. And he wasn't even fighting at first. He was actually just tripping the people because they started attacking him.
Daniel convinces him that this is somehow all Johnny's fault. So they go to Johnny's sacred place, the Cobra Kai studio, and challenge him to yet another fight. Johnny accepts the challenge and even agrees to refrain from defending himself against any more of Daniel's unprovoked aggression until the match.
No one touches the prima donna until the tournament.
Daniel, of course, sees this as a license to continue to harass Johnny in public with impunity.
Alright, watch this.
See, and I think this is all right too, because he does know that he can't be touched right now. So what? He can talk all the shit he wants right now. I mean, he's free to do whatever he wants. Yeah, he's being a little shit, but that's how kids are sometimes. They're little shits. We can be little shits as kids. You have to understand that that's the way it works. When your testosterone, when you're going through puberty and your testosterone is flowing, and you have a crush on a girl who is kind of out of his league, you have to admit that Elizabeth Shue is one of the most beautiful girls when I was growing up, for sure. Adventures in Babysitting, Back to the Future 2, Karate Kid. I mean, she was one of the hottest girls. I mean, I had such a huge crush on her when I was a kid. So yeah, I think my testosterone would be kind of flaring up too, trying to show off and get the girl.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's good to see you. Hey, sorry about the eye there, Johnny. Shoulder okay, Tommy? You guys be careful not to go stepping in front of any more buses now, all right?
The day of the tournament,
It's a joke. It's a joke. Get used to jokes. That's all I have to say about that.
arrives. Johnny is there, defending his title. Daniel, meanwhile, is a danger to himself and others as he doesn't even know the basic rules of engagement.
All right, what are the rules here?
To no one's surprise, Johnny advances to the final round, and karma catches up with Daniel when his leg is injured by the boy he wantonly attacked on the soccer field. However, just as Johnny is about to be awarded his trophy, Daniel is granted unnatural strength by the demon sorcerer Miyagi.
Now you're gonna equate Miyagi with a demon sorcerer? This is a joke. This has to be a joke. I don't believe for 1 second that this person that put this theory together actually believes this. I believe it's just for clicks and for jokes. But there are people out there that swear by this theory. I've spoken with them. It's insane. It's seriously insane. Now that I'm actually watching it, I cannot believe that they're actually putting so much weight into this theory. It just falls right apart. It's just like paper mache. As soon as you spray that water on it, it just turns to well, whatever. It evaporates, just not evaporates, but it dissolves. It disintegrates basically.
enabling him to defeat Johnny and win the tournament in an upset. Ever mindful of good sportsmanship, Johnny lets go of his sadness at losing, subjugates his ego, and
See, and I do love this about the Karate Kid. At this point, Johnny Lawrence is like, see, and that's what kids do. When you stand up for yourself and you can actually hold your own, the bully usually sees you as somebody that's like, they respect you in a way. They're like, yeah, you put up with all the shit, all of my friends, all six of my friends, 5, 6 of my friends, we ganged up on you. We made your life hell for the last 6 to 12 weeks of school or whatever it was. We made your life hell. We beat the shit out of you and you kept coming back. You kept coming back. We even cheated in this tournament so that you would not win. And what happened? You beat me anyway. And Johnny finally said, here you go, man. You've earned this. That's why I really love the Karate Kid, because it shows a redemption for all the characters. Well, mostly all of the characters. And we'll get to that in the end of this at the command center.
Personally presents Daniel with his tainted blood trophy. May you choke on it in your wet dreams, you rotten little prick. Thanks for watching. Please click.
Okay, that's coming from the narrator. So we're going to get to the command center and we'll talk a little bit about this. Morphin time. All right, we're back. So I did this video because I'm going to be doing a breakdown of the first 5 seasons of Cobra Kai, because I'm going to start getting into season 6 of Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid franchise in general is something that has been it's one of the few franchises that has actually been held together, and the foundation was never disturbed. Everything that was born from the original Karate Kid has stayed in place and has grown to be, and it's evolved into what it is today. And it includes Johnny Lawrence actually having a redemption arc, which makes me love Johnny Lawrence actually probably more than Daniel at this point in Johnny's journey overall. I think I like Johnny Lawrence more than Daniel, because Daniel was an underdog, but not for very long. See, Johnny had it all. He was like the Vegeta. If we're talking about like Dragon Ball Z, basically, like Daniel LaRusso is the Goku. He was the one who was trained by the best and became, the best at everything he did, because he mastered all of the techniques that Mr. Miyagi basically threw at him, or in Dragon Ball Z terms, King Kai or the other Kais, basically being trained in the hyperbolic time chamber and everything. But Johnny Lawrence, he was the prince. He was Prince Vegeta, basically. He had it all. He had everything just handed to him on a silver platter. He was a member of a country club. He had a rich family, obviously. He had the woman that everybody wanted in school, and he had it all. And he had the martial arts knowledge and the championships to hold his own. And then once he faced Daniel, or the Goku of this situation, he finally realized, like, I'm not as powerful as I thought I was. Like, I've been trained by somebody who doesn't have my best interests at heart. I've been violent, overly violent, and I haven't had any care for anybody but myself. And that's why Allie didn't want to be with me, and Daniel and everybody that he surrounded himself with were evil, horrible people. not, I mean, they ended up turning out all right, but that's basically why I like Johnny so much. And I'm going to be doing a deep dive into Cobra Kai seasons 1 through 5 because Johnny Lawrence's character has evolved into such a complex and lovable character. So if you're still here, hope you like this content because I'm going to keep pushing out this nerdy stuff. And I think that if you give it a chance and you actually like some of these things that I'm going to be talking about, I think that you'll enjoy some of the content that we're going to be doing around here in the future. I'll still be doing a few music reactions here and there, but this is the stuff that really fuels my fire, and I hope that you enjoy it. I love you all so much. Like, subscribe, share using the button below, and use Teespring. I got some new merch over there. Well, it's not new anymore, but I have a lot of merch over there. I hope that you'll check it out. Go to Patreon, check it out. Exclusive content's always there for you. And I'll see you later. It's morphin' time. May the power protect you.